Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks for turning today. Super excited to have you here. So my name is Davi. I'm from COTI, and in the session we are going to walk through how to mint an NFT using Crossmint on the COTI Testnet. So the idea is to cover how to set everything up, like create an NFT, send it to an email-based wallet, and also check the result on chain. So I have got some great company today. Henry and Robert are here with me. So do you guys want to say a quick hello before we dive in?
Hello everyone, I'm Henry. I currently a developer relation at COTI, and I will help you in the comment section. Happy to see you here.
Hi, I'm Robert. I organize currently our AI training events where we experiment with Cody, and I'm looking forward to this session with Crossmint.
Okay, thank you guys. So let me share my screen because before we get into the coding part, I want to spend like a few minutes explaining what Crossmint actually is and why it's worth paying attention to it. So let me just share my screen here. Yep. So basically, this is the crossmin.com. This is a platform we can say that makes Web3 accessible, especially for users and developers who don't want to deal with the complexity of wallets, gas, or crypto at all. So it gives you an API and tools to create wallets, mint tokens. It accepts fiat or crypto payments. Also, we can issue credentials and much more than that, while with very little setup. So, for example, let's say you are building a marketplace or let's say a gaming app, and your users don't know what a seed phrase is. You can still onboard them by letting them sign up with just an email address and receive an NFT directly. That role wallet experience happens behind the scenes. So it also works across multiple blockchains, including the EVM compatible ones like Polygon, Ethereum, and of course CODI, and non-EVM chains like Solana as well. So this is basically the website. So I encourage you to visit the website and to check out the products and service. Uh, and by the end of this live stream today, we will have an NFT minted on testnet, let's say using just a few lines of code. And that's it. So um, let's let's go to the documentation because before we start exploring the NFT minting, I want to show you all the supported chains on the Crossmint. So we can go to the developer sections and click on documentation. And here at the platform, we can see all the supported chains. So as I mentioned before, it's not just like Ethereum, Polygon, and COTI. You can see uh, much more networks here. And in our use case today, we will cover minting on COTI. So as you can see, COTI is supported using the Crossmint solution. So in that case, we are going to use the COTI testnets for our example today. And before we dive into the step by step, let me quickly show you what we will end up with. So here is basically a collection of NFT minted on COTI testnet, and here is how it appears on it. So you will see here the contract address, the token IDs. Also, if I click on some token, I also can see the metadata, right? So, and uh, and basically it, we want to basically create the contract with knowing anything about um, Solidity, and we want to deploy this contract on COTI testnet, and also mint and check the mint status of this token. So our step will be create an API key, set up a collection, mint an NFT, check the status as I mentioned, and as a bonus, we'll build a simple NFT app using V0 to mint and track the minting status. So, okay, now that you have seen the product, the outcome, let's go back to the actual docs we'll be using. So let's get back here in the docs. And at the left side, you can see here tokenization, minting, an option to integrate. So I have here the NFTs and a quick start on how to create NFTs. So we'll basically follow that quick start. So first thing first, we need to go to the staging console because we want to mint on COTI Testnet. So here you have a link to the staging console on Crossmint. So I will right click on it and I will go to it. My account, I already set up my account, but if it's the first time you are using Crossmint, you need to log in using your Gmail or you can use your Discord account. So very simple. And once you are logging, you will be able to create your API key. So in order to do that, we need to go to integrate API keys. And here you'll be able to see the server side and the client side keys. So in our example, as you want to mint tokens, we will need to create here a new server side key and create the permissions to it, right? So I will click here on the create new key, and here you can see a lot of scopes, right? For example, to payments, to wallet APIs, to verifiable credentials. But here we want to use the minting APIs. And for that, I will just select the NFT create and NFT read, right? Those are the permissions that we will need, at least for our example today. Once you do that, you can just create the server key, right? You can copy it now or you can just copy it later, clicking on this button here. So that's it. That's the first step. We have our API key created. So what you need to do next, we need to create a token collection, right? So you can have a contract deployed on the testnet. We need first create our token collection. This is also very simple. As you can see here at the left side, you can click on token collections. As you can see, I already created some, but I will create a new. Let me click on the new collection here, at the right top.
Didn't know you were such an artist. It's a lot of collections.
Yeah, I already created a lot. And let me give a name for this collection. I will be like very creative. I will create like my new collection, right? Very creative name. And my new collection as a description as well. So let's select cover image for that. Okay, I already have one here. Let me select that, and it's uploading now the file. We have option also to set the website of your project, the Twitter account, Discord account. So yeah, feel free to fill all the remaining fields if you need it for your project. And if you have like all this account created, that's it. Let's click on next. And here I have two options. I have one option to create a new account. That's exactly the case in this live stream, because you don't want to deal with the hard hat or foundry complexities. So we don't need to know about Solidity, for example. Or if you want, you can create your own contract, or your own contract, like bring your own contract to the Cross Mint, and using it. So it's good if you already have one created using Solidity, or you have like a custom contract that you want to import, you can use that option. But in our example today, you create a new contract from scratch. So I will click on create new contract and click on next. And here we also have two options. Like one is the airdrop NFTs. For example, I can just create NFTs to airdrop for free, for example. Or I can also sell my NFTs on a marketplace. For example, in that case, I will select sell NFTs. I can also select both if I want. But as I want to just mint NFTs to a destination wallet, like for free, I not want to sell NFTs at least now. Let me just click on airdrop NFTs and click on next. And here, as you can see, you can see a lot of different networks, all the supported networks on Crossmint. And here on the other networks, you can see COTI Testnet. So what we want to do now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, we are going to deploy on COTI. So I click on COTI Testnet. But you can see that you have a lot of more options if you want, that you can select a lot of different networks supported. And I will click on next here. And basically, this is the details of the collection that I want to create. Basically, just to confirm the blockchain, my cover image, and I will check this. I need to agree about the content policy. So that's it. I will
So
create.
there's no need to put in the RPC info yourself, something like that.
No, you don't need it. Right. Yeah. So I will click on create collection, and now the magic happens because the contract will be deployed to testnet, right? Of course, we need to wait for a few seconds until we have the contract address created. But on the meantime, let's just explore a few options here. For example, I decided to do just an airdrop, so I don't want to sell it, but I also have this option. I could, for example, check the enable crypt payments or enable credit card payments. It's also depending on the layer. For example, I'm running on the free layer now. Uh, but as you can see, you have like options to no code storefront, to host checkout, embedded checkout, headless checkout. So you have a lot of different options. If you want to integrate the checkout in your application, you can do that. Uh, and also here I can set the price of my NFT, how many COTI, and also who pays the fees. Let's say the buyer, or if I will pay the fee as well. And the recipient address, I can paste here the wallet address to where all the fees will be transferred when someone buy this NFT. So let's go to the smart contract here. So it's still pending, right? As you can see. And now I just refresh the page and I got a new contract address. So let's verify if its contract is available on COTI Testnet. Just to do a double check, I will go to testnet COTI scan IO, and I will paste the contract address here. Let me just do a refresh here. Okay, you have an upgradable 721 contract already deployed on COTI. So that looks great. Okay, let's go back. Oh, a lot of tabs here. Okay, here. Let's go back to this page. That's the smart contract. So now we already have a collection created, which is good. And also we already have a collection ID. This is important because at the time that you want to mint the token, we need to have the collection ID exactly to because this is a destination contract, so we need to copy the collection ID and paste it in our code in order to mint the token. So, okay, first two steps already done. We already created our API key, and also we already created our collection, our NFT collection, and the contract was deployed successfully on COTI Testnet. So let's go back to the documentation. So basically, we are now here. Uh, in order to mint like the NFT, we have a code snippet here that can help us to do that. So what we do first, I will test that code snippet or using cursor, and after that, I will start creating a very simple app so that you can have like a user interface to do that. But let's first copy and paste that code that you can see here. So I will now switch to the Windsurf. So I will replace my current screen now for a new one. Let me just replace here for a moment so you can see the Windsurf. That's it. This is the Windsurf. So what I will do here, I will create a new file, right? Right click here, and I will create like a mint nft.js, and I will just paste the code here, right? So what I have here is basically what I need in order to mint the token, the API key, right? I also need to define the chain. In that case, we want to mint COTI testnet. So I will type here COTI testnet. Let me just delete the typo here. The environment is the staging environment. And also I want to mint that token to my wallet. As I already have an account on Crossmint, my wallet is my email address. So I will just use that, right? Let me type here my
I
email.
like that it's abstracted away like that.
Yeah. And and here, as you can see, I have the recipient address. That's basically your email and your chain. So this is something interesting because you don't need to know the wallet address, right? You don't need to deal with wallet address. You can just use email address. Of course, for the user to, let's say, claim or see this token in his account or to have access to this token, the user needs to have an account on Crossmint using this email address, right? And also, you can see here the address to where we need to send the request. And that's an important change that we need to do here because we want to mint this token to our latest collection that we created, right? So we need to replace the default by the collection ID that I mentioned earlier. So this is exactly what I will do now. I will first replace the API key by our API key, and also the collection ID. I will replace the default by the collection ID. So let me do that. You probably need to switch back the screen again. So just a second, I will do that so that you can see what I'm doing now. Let me replace here again. Okay, this is the website, right? So what we do now, I will go back to this page here. I will copy the collection ID. So let me paste it here on my notes. So copy this collection ID, and also you need to copy the API key, right? So you need to go to the integrate API keys and copy this API key. So this is exactly what I'm doing now. And important, this is the server side key. So just copy it, and because you need to use it now on our code. Okay, let me switch back to the cursor. Here's the cursor. Okay. What do we do now? I will paste my API key here, and I will also I will also replace this default by the collection ID. Okay. Here you can customize it if you want, for example, to change. He's recommend me to change like the metadata, uh, the name or image. You can do. You can also add more properties here if you want, but just for this demonstration, I will keep it as is. Let me save this file. Let me open here on the terminal, and I will execute this code just for testing now. Right. Let me type it here. Node mintNFT.js, and let's see what happens here. What will happen here? Okay, we have a result. Basically, the minting is pending. We also can see here the contract address, the chain, COTI Testnet, and the status of it. So, okay, looks good. Uh, but if I want to check now the status to see if it's already minted or not, we can do that using Crossmint as well. So I will create just a new file here like mintStatus.js, and then we go back to the example, our quick start example. Let me just replace my screen again here so we can see the next steps. Just a sec here, right? Yeah. So we are here minting the NFT, and I want to confirm the delivery of the NFT because it's pending so far. So I have another code snippet here that I can copy here and paste in your code editor. Very simple. We already have the API key. We now need the action ID, right? So this is actually the output of the mint NFT script. So let me go back to the cursor. Right, we are here. Let me paste the script here, and I will replace the first API key. And as you can see, I have an action ID here. I will copy here and paste the action ID row. Okay, it's right. Okay, so I'm with the API key, environment set, action ID set, and also I have the address configured. Let's test it. Node mint status.js. Okay, all right. Now I have the status from this NFT already minted. You can see like this, the status is succeed, and the action in that case was the NFT is created, exactly the action that we granted permission to our server API key. All right, so what we can do now, let's check if you have that NFT minted on our contract address, right? So let's copy our contract address here, and let's go back to the COTI Testnet, and let's check there. Just a sec. Let me replace again. Okay, I'm here on COTI Testnet, and I will paste again here. As you can see, I can see my collection name here. Let me click on it. Okay, one holder, one transfer, and one NFT. So here is our NFT minted. Okay, this is the image, the transfer from zero address to my address. So you can notice that I just provided my email address, but behind the scenes, Crossmint could like reference like my email address to my wallet address. So here you can see exactly my wallet address. How can I check if it's my wallet address? You can go to Crossmint. You have here this option wallets, right? And users. And here is my wallet, right? Here is my wallet address. You can also create new wallets here. I can just like put like the email address and select the blockchain, if like an EVM or Solana, and I can create new wallets by just using email addresses. All right, we already have now the token minted. Also, we could check the status of this token using the script, but we want to do something more interesting, right? Something more visual. So let's go to create a very simple app using V0, using those two scripts that we created here so far. And let's see the result, right? So let's go to v0.dev. All right, so what I can do here, I can just like provide these scripts that I created to the prompt, because we need to know, I mean, the V0 needs to know exactly how to code this app in order to mint and in order to check the status. So what we can do first, let's say we can copy and paste, right, the script. So let me just go back just a second. Let me go back to the cursor. I will just copy and paste the two scripts. So let me go back here to the V0, and I will, let's try first. Let's say create an app to mint token and check. Let me zoom in a bit, right? And check mint status using this code snippet. So first I will paste the mint token code, right? And then I will paste the check status. That's this one here. Let me paste it here as well. Um, okay, let's test to see the results. I will send this prompt to V0, and let's wait to see what can I get from this prompt. Um, Very simple app. Like, the idea is to now, instead of running a command line, we want to just click on a button to mint the token, and also to provide the information, right, regarding the metadata, uh, regarding the destination wallet, and also a second button or a second tab. Let's wait to see the result to check the status of this minting. So let's wait V0 to generate this page.
So in the meantime, I was wondering, I saw the integration process. You could choose between airdrop NFTs or sell them as part of the process in the funnel. Um, is that does that encompass all the applications you can do? Like if you want to use them in contracts, if you want to auction them, like could you immediately drop them in a similar manner, let's say, or how does that
Yeah,
apply?
it's very similar the way that you can integrate. For example, if you want to sell tokens, or for example claim tokens, Crossmint gives you a pre-generated page, so you can use it to claim tokens, for example. And also they provide you options to integrate like the marketplace in your app. So, but you can also use the API, right? For all the options, you can use the API if you want to integrate it directly, which good because you can customize it yourself. But also, if you don't want to deal with the coding and things like that, Crossmint can also help you to integrate, right, those options in your the app, for example. Um, but this is something we'll probably cover in our future live stream, covering more like advanced topics, because it's really interesting, like the use case of buying, selling, and also claiming tokens. But the integration by the API is very similar, right? You just like need to configure out your API key first, and you can do like this pre-configuration on the console like the price of your NFT, as I mentioned before, and also if you want to use credit card or using crypto payments, you can also enable those options to use. So really, really useful if you have like a use case like that. All right, we have a first version of our Crossmint NFT minter. You can see here two tabs: the mint NFT and the check status. Really good because now instead of calling the script, I can provide directly into the interface my email. Also, it created like a drop a list to select the blockchain that I want to use, the NFT name, the image, and the description, and a button to mint the NFT. Okay, let's test. I mean, the first test on it. Let's click on the minting NFT. Okay, NFT mint initiated successfully, and here also I have the action ID. So it's good because I needed to check the status. Let me go to the check status. Okay, it's already here. Let me check if it's exactly, yeah, that's exactly the action ID from the mint tab I have here. Nice. Let's click on this button. Okay, succeed. We have the NFT minted. I can also like click again on it to create more NFTs, but I also can customize now the NFT. I mean, just set a different NFT name, different image, right? And start minting. I can also customize it if I want, but let's go back again here. Okay, the status, the action ID is here. Let me click on it. In that case, this is still pending. This this last one. Let's click again.
It's a good check because for a second I thought, how do you verify it's not just a constant on both tabs?
Yeah, that's good. Still pending, right? Okay, succeed. It's working, right? It's connected to the API. It's good. It's not hard coded. But also, let's check on the COTI testnet just to double check it. This is my new collection. Now I have more than one because I minted one token using using the command line, and all the remaining tokens I minted using the V0 um, generated app. Let me just refresh here. I have 4 tokens. Let me mint one more token here. Okay, let's check the status. Spending. Let's refresh the page. Okay, still indexing the image. Sometimes it happens, you need to wait until the image be displayed on it. Let's say now it's displayed. Let me refresh again. Now I have 5 tokens. All right, working. So the first time that we created something on V0 and it worked like at first time. Sometimes we need to, change something, or we need like more prompts until you get the final result. But at this time, we just with one prompt we got the result. Probably because we also have some good examples on the documentation. So as I provided the script for it, we don't need to guess, right? The correct way to implement. We just like copy and paste the script. It helps a lot the AI to understand how to integrate. So this is something good when you have like a quick start with working examples that you can use to do like examples like that. Uh, all right, we already verified the tokens, right? On COTI Testnet. So all right, basically that's the example that I want to show you today. But before moving forward, I have here some questions that I want to read, right? One of them, let's read it here. Do users need a crypto wallet to receive the NFT? No, as I mentioned in the live stream, with Crossmint, you can mint directly to an email address, so the user doesn't need a wallet upfront. You can mint using the email address. What if I want to use my own smart contract? Yes, we also cover that. You can import an existing contract when creating the collection. So instead of deploying a new one, so you can like bring your own contract to Crossmint. Um, can I mint NFTs from the front end? Technically, yes, but it's still safer to call the API from the backend, right? Just to avoid exposing your API key. Of course, in this example, I'm using V0. Probably V0 is using this API key in the front end, but as a best practice, you need to use an environment variable and set it in your backend, right, to avoid exposing the API key. Can I customize the metadata beyond name, image, and description? Yes, you can. You can actually add more properties to the metadata. It depends on your project. If you need more information on your NFT, you can simply add more information in your JSON. You can see here, right? This is like a JSON. You can add more properties to it. It's not a problem. This is something that you can do in your side. It's not a limitation, right? You can simply add more properties to it.
I actually had a question about that because I saw that in terms of types, the standard you're using is Upgradable 721. Could you explain, perhaps? I don't know if it has already shown, but
Yeah,
documentation. What kind of upgrades could you do then with in this case? And do you do them via Crossmint, or would you need to add them manually via backend, for instance?
yeah, you can do it using Crossmint. But you can also bring your own upgradable contract, and you can do it yourself if you need. I mean, depending on the needs of your project. But as it is an upgradable contract, you can upgrade it to a new version, right? So it's something really important, because if you have something to fix on your contract, you have a chance, right, to upgrade it to a new implementation. That's, I think, the main reason to fix like issues, or also to extend the current implementation. But as in this example, we used the Crossmint contract. We don't have like, of course, the private key, or we don't have, even though we have the contract deployed on COTI Testnet, we don't have directly access here to the source code. I mean, because we are using a template from Crossmint. So if you want to customize the template, so in that case, you need to create your own account and deploy it yourself, importing your own account. But if you want to use the Crossmint template to do that, you can. But I mean, this is like a standard version. This is a standard ERC 721. This is not the private one. So if you want to deploy a private one, you need to import your existing contract, right? So that's not. This is an important thing, right? If you want to use the private.
That, that was
General.
actually my follow-up question. As in, is it possible to create private NFTs using the special characteristics, of course, of Cody's chain with covered circuits?
Yeah, it's completely possible. But at this time, you need to import your existing contract and then use it inside your token collection, right? You need to first create it yourself and then deploy it and import your contract in Crossmint using the token collection. But it's possible because, I mean, it supports COTI Testnet, so all the contract, all I mean the privacy features that we have on Kodi, you can use it. But of course, if you need more advanced functionalities at this time, you need to first create a contract and import it in Crossmint. So I don't know if I already read this question. I don't think so. Can I use these in games, events, or loyalty programs? Yes, definitely, because Crossmint already used across like gaming events, and also it's really good to onboard people, right, from Web 2 to Web 3, because that is a way to onboard by using, I mean, just by the fact that I can create a wallet address just by using my email, or just by, I mean, login using my Gmail account, for example. It's something that facilitates a lot from people that have like not much pure knowledge on the blockchain to onboard the ecosystem. So this is really interesting way. So yeah, definitely. We can use it for like games, loyalty programs, and things like that. So those are all the questions that I have here, right?
I saw there was another that came in that I'd love to see how to create a commercial platform with this, but I think we might touch upon that in the future session.
Yeah, that would be really nice way to explore more, because we have like an infinity options when it comes to create solution using Crossmin. We covered today just like a very beginning friendly session, just to introduce like the Crossmint, the platform, and how to do it in a easy way, of course, just like with a few lines of code, or just using V0. But for sure you can cover more advanced topics on it in future sessions, right? Using Crossmint solutions. All
Yeah,
right.
because that would be interesting to see how we can, because it has such a wide range of supported networks. The cross-chain opportunities would be like if you add the characteristics of each network into your solutions. In this case, from COTI, for instance, the private NFTs as an example.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. Let's plan next sessions on it so we can cover more use cases, more interesting use cases. So I encourage you to visit the crossme.com so you can explore the documentation, the quick starts, because you can just start by following the step by step on the quick starts, and start testing on Cody or also in other blockchains. But you can explore more functionalities, more use cases, and as we already mentioned, we are going to cover more advanced use case in the future with Crossmint for the goal of this live stream. So basically, that was the goal to create an NFT collection, to create an account on Crossmint. Also, we created our API key, and we was able to mint and check the minting status using the API, using Crossmint and API. So that's basically the goal of the live stream today. Not sure if you guys want to add something uh, to this topic. If not, we can move forward.
Henry?
All right. So yeah, that's basically the wrap for today's session. So on my side, thanks so much for joining the session today. As I mentioned, we walked through how to mint an NFT and COTI Testnet using Crossmint step by step, from creating APIs, setting up the token collection, writing the minting script, confirming the status, and finally viewing it live on the blockchain. Yeah, what's great about it is that this flow is really simple. So no wallet setup, No crypto required, actually, just an email and a few lines of code. So if you want to go further, I definitely recommend trying the other features, like already mentioned, buying, selling tokens, or even claiming tokens. So it will be probably be the topic of our next live stream about Crossmint and COTI, where we cover more advanced features. If you have any feedback, ideas, or questions, feel free to connect on Discord, or we can like tag us on Twitter, or just keep like the a comment here, drop a comment here on our video. Uh, Thanks again for hanging out, and see you next time. Stay Cody. Bye bye.
See you next time. Stay Cody, and don't forget, will be on Thursday, where Rafa and building memes using different AI engines as part of the meme contest for Cody. It's going to be a lot of fun, and definitely
Yep,
join that one. Also here on the live streams.
great. Thanks, Robert, for that. Bye bye. Stay Cody.